Good morning, students. In my previous session, already I discussed the introduction part of the D and F block elements along with the general electronic configurations. So, now today we are going to start general properties and some important properties of the D block elements. So, first of all, in the general properties point of view, see very carefully, general properties point of view, first one is a state. All D block elements are existed at solid state. Most important point, all D block elements are existed at solid state except mercury. This is the most important point, except mercury. Mercury can be existed at liquid state, but it is a metallic character. So mercury, and moreover here a bit, which is the metallic liquid, which element can show metallic state of the liquid. So sorry, which it is a metal, mercury is a metal, but it can exist in the liquid state. It's commonly known as liquid metal. It's a liquid, but it's metal. So all D block elements are commonly state is the solid state. All completely entire the D block elements are solid state except the mercury. The second property is atomicity. Atomicity means the number of atoms are present in the molecule, that is called atomicity. So see Nana, this is the D block element entirely. Here mercury, this mercury only existed in the liquid state. Remaining all are the existed in solid state. And second one, atomicity. Atomicity means all metals, all D block elements metals. So the atomicity only one. For example, what is the atomicity meaning? Atomicity is nothing but the number of atoms present in the molecule. For example, you will write iron. So iron only existed single, not existed Fe2. So that's why, my dear students, at normal condition, all D block elements are existed only single element. That's why it's called atomicity is the one. What is the definition of atomicity? The number of atoms are present in the molecule, that is called atomicity. So all D block elements are atomicity is only one. And density. So already I said these are all metals, completely solid state metal. That's why high density is there, more density, high density is there. Next, malleability. So one of the best, all metals similar characters is malleability, density, atomicity, ductility, luster. So malleability means it can easily to make a sheet. So iron sheet, gold sheet. So that's why these all D block element can show malleability character. Next, ductility. It means to making a thread. So gold is a good ductility character. That's why it is a different kind of even very thin ornaments also prepared. What is the reason? Gold has good ductility character. So all D block elements are metals. Density is very high. Malleability is possible. Ductility is also there. But luster is nothing but shining. So all D block elements are generally good shining metals. So for example, if you will cut any iron, definitely inside they are very good shining. So that's why all of them is a good luster nature. All D block elements are good luster nature and is a good conductor of electricity and good conductor of heat. So generally all metals are obviously good conductor of electricity, and good conductor of heat. So these are general properties of the entire the D block element. State to atomicity, density, malleability, ductility, luster, good conductor of electricity. One more character is the sonority. Sonority also. Next one is sonority. Sonority means to make a sound, to give huge sound. So all D block elements also show sonority character also. This is the general properties of the D block elements. The next important is important properties of the D block element. This is a very important in a NEET level point of view. Important properties of the D block elements. So what are the important properties of the D block element? First one is the electronic configuration. So all D block element can show different kind of the electronic configuration. Later we will explain that one. Next, variable oxidation state, very very important point, my dear students. You know, in case of S block elements or P block element, they show either one oxidation state or two oxidation states, maximum three oxidation state. But the D block element show number of variable oxidation state, number of the different type of variable oxidation state. What is the reason? Later I will explain right now. Next, magnetic behavior. All D block elements are good magnetic behavior because of they act as a magnetic substances. How it's possible to act as a magnetic substances, in coming classes we will discuss. And color property and coordination compounds. So all D block element, it can easily to form the coordination compounds, and all D block compounds are generally catalytic properties are there, catalytic properties, you know, KMnO4 and different type of catalyst also. So all D block element act as a good catalyst. And formation of alloys. So alloys, you know, more than two or three metals are connected together to form alloys. So for example, brass is one of the alloys, and even gold also. Gold, it's not a purely gold, it's the combination of the copper plus arum. So copper plus arum, bronze, these are all, and alloys means the steel, these are all alloys. So D block elements easily to form of the alloys. And last and final is its form interstitial compounds. Interstitial compounds is nothing but D block element, it can easily to mingle with other elements, hence to form the interstitial compounds. So my dear students, after completions of these 8 properties, the D block element is completed. So the first one is the electronic configuration of the D block elements. So general electronic configuration of the D block element, NS122, N-1, D1 10. Already previous classes I clearly explained electronic configuration. Here in N-1 means penultimate shell, not only d orbital, before the orbital s orbital, p orbital also completed. So the general electronic configuration of the D block elements is NS122, N-1, D1 or NS122, N-1, S2, P6, D1 So this is the electronic configuration. So the entire every property, electronic configuration of variable oxidation state, magnetic behavior, color property, coordination compound, catalytic nature, formation of alloys, interstitial compound, every property is explained in the first transitional series. So every property can be explained very clearly in the transitional series, which is the first transitional series, scandium to zinc. This is commonly known as 3D series. So this is present in the 4th period. So first transitional series. So every properties to be explained with the help of the transitional series number 1. See now carefully see here. First transitional elements: scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, ferrous, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc. Their atomic numbers 21, 22 up to 30. So see here carefully, scandium atomic number 21. So that's why how to represent it before inert gases. Which is the before inert gases? Argon and argon 3D1 4s2. So here I didn't mention the noble gases, directly valence shell electronic configuration. Last shell, last before shell. So 3D1 4s2, most important one, 3D1 4s2. So this 2 is the 3 plus 18 21. So the general electronic configurations of the first transition element is general final valence electronic configuration: 3D1 4s2, 3D2 4s2, 3D3 4s2, 3D5 4s1. This is a special. So chromium and copper can be show abnormal electronic configuration. Actually, what is the reason abnormal electronic configuration? Actually, actual configuration is 3D4 4s2 but it's not existed this configuration. 3D4 4s2 is not existed. Why? Because according to Hofbauer rule and Hund's rule, half filled electrons or fully filled electrons orbital are more stable. So now here in the D block only 4 is there, 4 electron. If one electron jump to the 4s2 D block, it is the D block is stable, 3D5. Even s orbital also stable. Why? Because s orbital either 2 electrons are stable or half electrons also stable. That's why, my dear students, in chromium it's not existed 3D4 4s2. the stable electronic configuration 4s1 3d5. இப்போ s orbital 1 electron stable, 2 electron stable, 1 electron stable. That's why yes, it can easily to donate electron to 3d. So that's why here 3d5 this is the most important configuration. Chromium is the abnormal electronic configuration. They show 3d5 4s1. Due to the reason they become a stable configuration. And manganese as usual 3d5 4s2, iron 3d6 4s2, cobalt 3d7 4s2, nickel 3d8 4s2. Here also copper original configuration is generally 3d9 4s2. So now one electron jump to the 3d orbital, it is a 3d10 4s1. So my dear students, in first transitional series, listen carefully, in the first transitional series, which element can show abnormal electronic configuration is chromium and copper. 3d5 4s1, 3d10 4s1. It's a very important nano. Next one is the oxidation states. Variable oxidation state is a very important variable oxidation state. Why d block elements show variable oxidation state? That is the most important. Entire the d block elements, all a series of the element, minimum oxidation state is a +1, maximum oxidation state is a +8. How it's possible? Even s block elements also metals. S block elements also metal. They can exist at first A group +1 oxidation state, second A group +2 oxidation state. But the D block elements also metal. But why the D block elements show variable oxidation state? My dear student, here two important points, two reasons. What the two reasons I will explain right now. See why D block elements are showing variable oxidation state. Point number one, in the D block elements not only lose the electron from N shell. So this is the last shell. It's nothing but N shell. So in the entire the D block element, electron not only loses, metals always lose the electron. So electron not only loses from the last shell, even last before shell also, penultimate shell also electrons loses. Appo NiHe, in case of S block element, the electron only lose from the last shell. That's why it's a +1 +2 configuration, oxidation state. But in the D block elements point of view, the electron not only loses from the last shell, even last before shell also. That's why they can show different kind of the oxidation state. This is the first reason. So in the D block element not only loses the electron from N shell, even N-1 shell also loses. It means from last shell to last before shell also lose the electron. That's why last shell or electron na appo NiH +1 oxidation state. Last before shell 5 electrons loses na, this 1 + 1 here 5, total +6. So +1 +2 +3 +4 +5 +6 +7 +8. So that is the reason, my dear students, why D block element can exist, can show variable oxidation state. Means entire the D block elements, the electrons not only loses from the outermost orbit, even before outermost orbit also electrons are loses. And one more reason why they are showing the variable oxidation state. One more reason, see here, in between ultimate shell and penultimate shell, energy difference is very low. That's why the D block elements easily lose the electron from N shell N-1. That's why they are showing variable oxidation state. See, first reason already said, the electron loses from ultimate shell or penultimate shell. And one more important point is, in between ultimate shell, penultimate shell, in between energy difference is very low. If energy difference is very low means they can easily to lose the electron. So my dear student, most important point, why D block elements show variable oxidation state. First reason is the D block elements not only lose the electron from the outermost orbit, even penultimate shell also. Second one is the second reason is the last shell, last before shell, energy difference is very low. That's why they are easily to lose the electrons. Okay, Nana? Now see here, oxidation state of the first transitional series. So listen carefully here. Scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, ferrous, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc. So these their electronic configuration. See, Nana, scandium +2 +3 oxidation state. For example, sometimes +1 also is unstable, +2 +3. Titanium +2 oxidation state, +3 oxidation state, +4 oxidation state. Vanadium plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. Chromium plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. And manganese is the most important, manganese plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7. Entire the first transitional series, the maximum oxidation state is shown by manganese. What is that value? Plus 7 value. Keep it in your mind, plus 7. And iron plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 6. And cobalt plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. And nickel plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Copper plus 1 plus 2. Zinc only plus 2. Why? Because zinc only plus 2. Here there is no any unpaired electrons, completely filled with electron. That's why if the zinc lose the electron from only last orbit 4s2, that's why it's a plus 2 oxidation state. So most important area nana neat exam point of view. See my question, the first transition element, first question is the most common oxidation state of among the transition element. Most common, you will see generally all element can show the plus 2 oxidation state. That's why the transitional elements most common oxidation state is plus 2. It means they are ready to lose 2 electron. Commonly common oxidation state the plus 2. Highest oxidation state of the transition element can be calculated. See here, for example, here manganese show plus 2 oxidation state to plus 7 oxidation state. Now I will ask one question. Iron maximum oxidation state. You don't follow the Byhard system. Iron maximum oxidation state is the plus 6. So how to find out the plus 6? Here I mentioned one formula. Highest oxidation state of the transitional element can be calculated by N plus 2 formula. Keep it in your mind, N plus 2 formula. For example, here N is nothing but number of unpaired electron. Number of unpaired electron. For example, see here manganese. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d5. So totally these are all are completely filled. There is no any unpaired electron. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2. But the 3d orbital, total unpaired electrons are 5. So these unpaired electrons are substituted in this formula. Total number is a plus 7. So how to identify higher oxidation state of the transitional element? The simple shortcut is the formula N plus 2. Here N is nothing but number of unpaired electron. One more note, my dear student, electronic configuration. If you identify oxidation state in entire the D block element, first of all you learn the electronic configuration of entire the D block elements. Electronic configuration is very important. Definitely every student to learn entire the electronic configuration. So now electronic configuration is the most important. When you can easily to identify oxidation state, you don't know electronic configuration, is very difficult. See here some questions are there. Which element can show least oxidation state in the first transitional series? So which element can show plus 1 is the least oxidation state. So plus 1 means copper and chromium. Chromium and copper show first transitional element. Chromium and copper the show least oxidation state. Next one is Sinana. Which element can show maximum oxidation state? Manganese in first transitional series. In first transitional series is the manganese can show plus 7 oxidation state. So generally information, entire the D block elements common oxidation state is a plus 2, minimum oxidation state the plus 1, maximum oxidation state is the plus 8. Is the most important, my dear student. Entire the D block elements, see here the entire the D block element, osmium, ruthenium and ruthenium, this two one has show plus 8 oxidation state, maximum oxidation state. So very important point. In the first transitional series, manganese plus 7 manganese show the plus 7 in the entire the first series. But out of the total elements, entire the D block elements, osmium and ruthenium can existed plus 8 oxidation state in the combination of, listen carefully, in the combination of osmium tetroxide, ruthenium tetroxide, in the combination of oxygen or fluorine is also. For example, osmium tetrafluoride, like that. Generally higher oxidation state only shown by the oxygen and fluorine. So here osmium can show because of how to find out the oxidation state. For example, OSO4. What is the OS oxidation state? Now we will put X, you will find out this value 4. So each oxygen general 2 electrons are accepted. So that's why common oxidation state is -2. So X minus 8 is equal to 0. Therefore X is equal to plus 8. This is the find out the oxidation state of the given compound. So okay Nana. So once again repeated Nana, in the entire the D block elements, common oxidation state +2, minimum oxidation state +1, maximum oxidation state +8, osmium and ruthenium. Don't forget, important. Now in 2002 JIPMER question, 2002 one JIPMER question, X element, listen carefully, X element converted into X plus 3. It means this X element loses 3 electron. X element converted into X plus 3. Now X plus 3 configuration, this is the electronic configuration, X plus 3 configuration. So X plus 3 configuration, this one, argon 3D3. Now the X is loses the plus 3 oxidation state. See here, X plus 3 electronic configuration is A argon 3D3. Now question is, what is the X atomic number? What is the X atomic number? See here, argon 18 plus already 3 electrons are there. 3 electrons means plus 3 oxidation state, X plus 3 oxidation state. In the X plus 3 oxidation state, total 18 plus 3, 21. Already how many electrons are losers? 3 electrons are losers. So that's why 24. 24 is the X element atomic number. So this is the 24. After 3 electrons are losers, the configuration is argon 3D3. So now here argon 18, 19, 20, 21. 3 electrons are losers mean that 3 electrons are added. The total is 24. 21 and 3. Atomic number is the 24. It's clear, Nana? So in NEET point of view, they are simply asking this kind of the questions. So do you have any doubt in this particular area? Later I will clearly explain. Next, already oxides, different type of oxides. Minimum oxides is common oxides are there, minimum oxides are there, maximum oxides are there. Now, nature of oxide, listen carefully, nature of the oxides. If any one of the elements show lowest oxidation state, that compounds are commonly basic in the nature. Most important point, Nana. If any one of the elements show lower oxidation state, that commonly that oxides are showing basic nature, and any element show maximum oxidation state, higher oxidation state, those elements, those compounds are commonly known as acidic nature. So medium oxidation state is, it's called amphoteric nature. So my dear students, based on the oxidation state, you can easily to identify oxide nature. So lower oxidation state is the basic nature, higher oxidation state is the acidic nature, and medium oxidation state is the amphoteric nature. So now I will explain 3 examples here. Chromium oxide, all are the oxides, chromium oxide, CrO, Cr2O3, CrO2, CrO3. So here chromium oxide, so oxidation state of the chromium +2, so least oxidation state, that's why chromium oxide is act as a basic oxide. And here chromium trioxide means the oxidation state of the chromium +6. So maximum oxidation state. Maximum oxidation means CrO3 is a acidic nature. It's not a basic nature. It's the acidic nature. Generally metal oxides are generally existed basic nature. Already I said oxidation state increases, they are converted into as a acidic. So here chromium, in this case chromium act as a +2 oxidation state, lower oxidation state, so it is act as a basic. In this case chromium act as a maximum oxidation state, that is called acidic nature. Now in between, here in this example Cr2O3, CrO2 +3 +4, moderated. So how to identify moderated and least, and first you will selected chromium. What is the chromium oxidation state? What is the chromium oxidation state here? +2 to +6. So if the +1 or +2 showing, that is the least oxidation state. basic nature, maximum +6 acidic nature, in between is there, that is called amphoteric nature. Amphoteric means they can act as a both natures, acidic nature as well as a basic nature. It's understood, my dear students? So how to identify, how to calculations of the oxidation state, for example CRO. So I will calculated X chromium oxidation state, X plus each oxygen -2, totally +2. In case of Cr2O3, so now we will find out the chromium oxidation state, 2x plus 3 into -2. -2 means each oxidation state. Total 2x minus 6, x is equal to +3. So this is the most important point, my dear student. Based on the oxidation state, you can easily to identify that is a basic or amphoteric or acidic. So generally any element in a compound show least oxidation state, that is a basic nature. Any element in the compound show maximum oxidation state, that is commonly acidic in the nature. Okay ma? Okay students, you know the oxidation state of any element, you can easily to find out that element compounds are basic, amphoteric, acidic. So next one is bond nature. This is also important. For example, if any one of the elements showing lower oxidation state, that compounds always showing ionic compound, ionic in the nature, ionic compound. Listen carefully. Any one of the elements show lower oxidation state, that compound commonly known as the ionic nature. Any compound, the compound has D block element, that D block element has show higher oxidation state, the entire the compound has covalent nature. That is the most important. Lower oxidation D block elements present in the any compound, that compounds are commonly known as ionic compound. Higher oxidation state of the D block elements present in the any compound, that is a covalent. Now see here, VCl2, VCl3, VCl4, VOCl3. See nana, vanadium dichloride. Vanadium dichloride, same element is vanadium, vanadium. Vanadium dichloride +2 oxidation state. It means lower oxidation state. That's why it is a ionic nature in the ionic in the nature. And here VOCl3 +5 oxidation state. So +5 oxidation state means higher oxidation state means it's a covalent compound in the nature. See nana, according to Fazan rule, listen ra, every compound can show both characters, ionic character as well as the covalent character. Suppose this is a higher ionic character, definitely it has least covalent character. So every compound does not only existed one kind of the nature. For example, VCl2, it's an oxidation state +2. That's why is a maximum ionic character, minimum covalent character. Now this is a maximum oxidation state. So higher covalent character, least ionic nature. So according to Fazan rules, according to the Fazan's rules, according to Fazan or nothing but J also, Fazan's rules. So here see nana, the highest oxidation state of the transitional elements are found in the fluorides and oxide, osmium tetroxide, ruthenium tetroxides. And one more information, see nana, here you learn the entire the oxidation state, you can easily to find out those compounds are acid, basic, amphoteric, those compounds are ionic character, basic, covalent character. So this entire the information only identify with the help of the oxidation state. See nana, இப்போ any element show higher oxidation state, any element show higher oxidation state, generally seen here, any element show lower oxidation state, any element show the lower oxidation state, they are generally reducing agents. Most important point, any elements are show lower oxidation state, it's reducing agent, titanium +2, vanadium +2, iron +2, cobalt +2, these are all are act as a reducing agents. Higher oxidation state, listen carefully, higher oxidation state, if any element show higher oxidation state, that is commonly oxidizing agent. Examples of oxidizing agent, Cr +6, Mn +7, Mn +4, Mn +5, Mn +6. First of all, I will find out oxidation number of the manganese in KMnO4. So what is the potassium? Of one potassium, the oxidation state for +1 because of first A group element. So now we will find out the X value of Mn, +4, oxidation state of oxygen -2, 4 into -2, total +7. So +7 means higher oxidation state. That's why Mn, this entire the compound act as a good oxidizing agents. Okay, my dear students. So from the important properties, See Nana, from the important properties, electronic configuration is completed. The second one is a variable oxidation state also completed. So remaining properties, magnetic properties, color properties, coordination compound formation, catalytic property, formation of alloys property, and interstitial compound properties. Coming class, next class I will teach. Okay ma? Good.